Yo, what's good, everybody? Happy Tuesday today. Returning back 2 days off here. Glad to be back. I'll give a little recap of Saturday, then we'll move forward. Went 3 for 5 there. Missed out Turner. I went 0 for 2 against Francis, and then 0 for 4 for the game. They chased Francis out of there as I thought they would. Then Turner went to the warning track twice. I just couldn't get it over. But that happens. And then Soto went 0 for 2 against Rasmussen, and then 0 for 4 for the game. The Mets got to Rasmussen. Again, as I thought, he hadn't been really facing anybody. Gave up 7 hits there, 4 earned, and 5 innings pitched. The lefties did get to him, Lindor, Nemo, and then I think McNeil for the Mets. You have that, and then Acuna went 2 for 3 with the homer against Dollander. Wilson going 2 for 4 with 2 singles against Lorenzen. And then Smith did not get to Vassell of the White Sox, but Vassell only went 4 innings pitched there. So Texas did most of their damage against the White Sox bullpen, in which Smith went 2 for 5 with 2 doubles. Then Judge did not get a homer against Dobbins. And the Red Sox swept the Yankees there, so I'm not sure what the Yankees are doing there. I think they got swept there, and then they lost against the Angels last night. So you have that. But moving forward on to today, first off, I like C.J. Abrams going against Zensatella. Abrams is hitting a 4.25 weighted OVA and 16% K rate against right-handed pitching over the course of the past 2 weeks. Zensatella giving up a 3.55 whip to lefties. Really struggles with lefties, and he's going to see a bunch of them today with Washington. Washington's only real true righties, I believe, are Call and Rosario, and I don't think either of them are in the lineup today. So you might see a lineup is full of lefties. They have some switch hitter batters in there, but at the same time, they're batting lefty against righties. So you might see a lineup full of lefties today in which that he struggles with. He's still in the four-seamer quite a bit here, like over 60%, in which Abrams is batting well against. So I like this spot for Abrams. Then you have Tatis next up. Going against Sawyer. I will say LA is having an opener, a lefty here, I believe Dreyer. So I'm not attacking Dreyer. I don't really know much about him, but I'm attacking Sawyer. Sawyer should take the bulk load of innings here. Tatis has been quite well against righties with a 4.35 whip and 11% K percentage there. And then Sawyer again for 1.50 whip to righties as well. So I like this. I like this matchup for Tatis. And then he's on a 4-game hitting streak right now. And over the course of those 4 games, he has 2+ hits in all 4 of them. Next up, I like Jacob Wilson. Houston at the Athletics going against Alexander here. Who's Jason Alexander? Actually used to pitch for the Athletics. Got traded sometime last month or this month. I know the last time he pitched was about the middle of May. Hasn't pitched since. Only pitched like 5 2/3 innings this year, and is only before that had only pitched in 2022. So Rusty usually is a reliever. I'm not sure if Houston's moving them into the starting role here, or he's an opener for that matter. Not good. And then he's in a minor league ballpark, so you're returning, haven't pitched in a month, and you're going to a minor league ballpark. I like this spot for Wilson. As I said, he always just puts the ball in play, which I love. He has a weighted OVA of 4.44 versus right-handed pitching and a 5.6 K rate. And then it's not much of a sample size of data for Alexander, so I don't have a whip for him. I know he struggles with both sides of the plate. Does pitch a little bit better to righties, in which Wilson is, but it's not a significant platoon difference in which I wouldn't take a righty against him. And then, if they bring the Houston bullpen out there, and then so be it as well. Next up, I like Yandy Diaz of Tampa Bay going against Kremer. Another minor league ballpark here. Kremer has been struggling greatly this year, and I don't expect it to change, on today. Just got shelled against the Athletics, another minor league ballpark that we were just talking about. So I expect some of the same here, especially it being hot out there in Florida. Yandy is batting at 486, weighted OVA versus right-handed pitching over the course of the past 2 weeks, a 16% K rate. Kremer's given a 137 whip to righties. He does struggle with lefties more than he does righties, but I'm attacking this pitch here. He's throwing his cutter quite a bit and is getting squared up, and Yandy is seeing the cutter quite well. So I like this for Yandy. I will say that Yandy's history against him is not that good. I think he's like 1 for 16 maybe, and like 2 strikeouts. But I don't give that much weight. That sample size is probably like 4 games, maybe 3 if Yandy was, at, yeah, no, probably 4, leaning towards 4, maybe 5 games, just depending on how long Kremer went. But I like this matchup for Yandy. I like this matchup for Tampa. I like this matchup on both sides. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is a high scoring game. Kremer's on the mound, Little's on the mound. Little's he gave up like 4 homers last week against Boston. I know that was not necessarily normal for him, but he does give up the long ball, so it's quite normal for Little there. And then again, they're in that minor league ballpark, so runs should be scored on both sides here. Moving forward. Last one, I like Elly De La Cruz. And Yandy's on a 7-game hitting streak, and then I believe a 10-game on base streak there. But moving forward, Elly De La Cruz, I like him at home. Minnesota at Cincinnati, going against Festa. Younger pitcher here. Eli has been seeing righties quite well. Eli's on a 6-game hitting streak, batting a 601 weighted OBA versus right-handed pitching, striking out at an 18% rate. Festa's given up a 263 whip against lefties. Struggles with lefties here. I expect him to struggle here too. In a batter's ballpark here, I expect Eli to keep it going. So I love this spot, to be honest. Festa's had 2 games since he came back in which the Athletics got to him for 8 base runners, 8 earned, and then that being his first game back. And then Texas, he pitched well, but giving 5 base runners, 2 earned there. I don't give much weight to Texas. And this is away. That Athletics game was away, and I expect his performance here to be similar to that in this batter's ballpark of Cincinnati. Home run wise, I like Rooker today of the Athletics going against Alexander. Alexander's throwing his sinker quite a bit. Rooker squaring that up at a 60% rate. And then I will also mention that I'll start making sure that I have at least 1 home run play on Tuesdays. For some reason I forgot about Dinger Tuesdays, in which whatever game that you take someone to hit a home run, however many home runs are hit in that game, you make 5 for. So say for instance 5 players hit home runs in this Houston and Athletics game, you would get 25 bonus bets. So $25 worth of bonus bets. So I'm gonna make sure that I start having maybe 1 or 2 different spots for you guys to bet on there. And then I believe it caps out at $25 though. I may be mistaken on that. It's either 25 or 30, maybe. You could correct me if I'm wrong there. And then so that's my home run pick, being Rooker of the Athletics. And then my top 5 for the hits is being De La Cruz, Wilson, Tatis, Abrams, and Yandy in that order. So that's my top 5. That's my homer. If you want to be notified when I post, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. Like, comment, share. Hope you guys have a great one. Let's get this sweep. Let's go.